This is officially day 6 of our AI summer bootcamp, and I've been loving every step of the way till this very moment. This week is our week 2, and everybody that followed us, whether live here, physically here, or you were following virtually online, you've been seeing our TikTok and Facebook and WhatsApp posts. You have been crushing it because if you're following us step by step up until this very moment, you will have a working company or a working brand that you want to set up for your own self and for your own business. And we'll be building entrepreneurs from day 1 till day 6. So if you're following us up until now, congratulations, you can now start building your product. So everything we are going to do from now up until the end of this lesson by August 31st is to build your own product. So today we are going to finish up the branding for our own particular niche. And the subject or topic for today, we are going to do AI image generation. Now, I know most of us are pros in this. Some of us are already pros in image generation, content creation, and all that. But the image we are generating here is for commercial use. Yes, come, let me tell you something. Do you know some of the images you are generating on ChatGPT or any other LLM model you are using? Some of them are not even licensed for commercial use. And if you use them for commercial purpose, you will likely get in trouble. Do you know that? That's why today is very, very important. So that you don't generate images that are not licensed for commercial use. That's what we are going to guide you in your prompting, in your image generation. So you generate images that are actually licensed for commercial purposes. And aside that, we are generating images that are sellable to people. Images about products, about our own brand or company that is presentable to the public and believable. So if you're ready for this week, I'm ready as well. What are we waiting for? Let's dive into the system and get started. So, guys, before we start, I want to make something very clear. We are going from a clear idea to a professional looking visual of that particular idea. So, what we are trying to achieve here is to take your idea about your brand and your business and turn it into a visual representation of that business. That's where we are going to, and that's where we are coming from. Now, we are going from idea again to a professional visual. So, let's dive in if you're ready. Now, looking at these three images, stop this particular video and ask yourself which of these image grabs your attention first, because that is what your customers will be looking for when they are scrolling on their Facebook feed, or you're also trying to sell your products to your customers. You want something that is visually appealing, and secondly, that would attract them very, very easily. Now, pause and ask yourself which of these three images, this is number one, this is two, and this is three, which of them stops you from scrolling? Now, if your answer is the one in the middle, then just know that you're not the only one. Because when I ask my students this same question, most of them picked the one in the middle. And it's not just about the image, it's about the concept around the image. The reason why most people chose the one in the middle is because this one is unique. The uniqueness of this one means that people want to see, they want to know what it is about. This is something you stop to check what exactly is about this image that looks odd. This concept is what we are extracting from this image, not the image itself. We don't really care about this image, but we are extracting that concept, the uniqueness of this image. We are taking that idea and we are putting it into our business. See, listen, nobody stops scrolling for everything they see every single day. If what your business is representing and the visual presentation of your image is something that people are used to seeing, they will not stop scrolling for that. And the first thing you know about a successful business is when people stop scrolling on your Facebook feed just because of your image. Yes, if you can get the attention of your customers or your viewers from just your image, not even your videos, from your image, then you know that you are on your ladder of success. So the only way you can apply this concept I'm telling you now is to apply uniqueness, right, into your own image generation. This concept alone, that visual appeal you give to customers, is the exact reason why they will stop scrolling just because of your image. Now, look at these two images on your screen here, the one on the left and this one on the right. Now, the one on the left has a kind of scattered table. You can see messy items on the table, and the one on the right looks very well composed, very arranged. And let me tell you something. Whether you have a great product, but if you have a bad presentation of that product, nobody is going to buy it. Because people don't just buy the product, they buy everything about it. The presentation, how it makes them feel, how the product looks like. These are different things that are included in the packaging of that product. right? So if you look at the one by the left here, you can see it's quite messy. If this is a promotional picture that you're using to promote this particular product in this image, nobody is ready to spend on this kind of thing. But the one on the right is visually appealing. You can see it is very neat. Let's look at things that are quite messy about this image. Number one is the table. A very messy table is not well arranged. The products are all scattered everywhere. Number two is bad lighting. And I would like you to be taking note, because everything that is wrong with the image in the first one, for you to get a professional looking image, you do the exact opposite. Messy table, make it arranged or clean. Bad lighting, intentional lighting for your own particular brand. Weak composition, strong composition for your own personal brand. So everything we are seeing in image one, we are going to do the exact opposite for our own brand. Now look at these two images. This is the exact same concept I'm talking about. Bad lightning and intentional lightning. You have to change bad lightning towards intentional lightning. Tell ChatGPT or whatever LLM model you are using to generate your images. Tell that model that you need intentional lightning for your products, because the image you are trying to generate here is for commercial purpose. We are not just generating images for YouTube or Facebook or Instagram stories. No, we are generating images that we are ready to sell. In fact, we are even generating images so that customers will buy our products. So there should be a way we generate your image that is visually appealing to customers and that will make them stop scrolling. Now, let me tell you something before we continue. AI doesn't create your business for you. If what you are here to do is to allow AI to create every single thing for you, then you have not even started. AI is not here to create your business. What AI is here to do is to help you communicate your business through visual representation, right? So we are going from idea. AI does not create the idea for you. The reason why people will buy your product is not because there is no other product in this world that exists like that. There are other products, there are other alternatives. There's always a competition wherever you go. But the only difference between you and your competitors is your own idea. So when you bring your idea into your business, that is what people are buying. They are buying your idea, not your business. Now, not even whatever you are selling, but that idea behind it. So we have idea, we have visuals, we have attention, and then we have what? Interest. Somebody with an idea changes that idea to a visual representation, and then that visual representation attracts what? Attention. That attention attracts interest. So this is the exact roadmap that we are going to use for this entire course today. Now, one thing I always tell people, don't go from idea to prompting. It is a very bad step. Always go from idea to pen and paper. Yes, I mean it. Pen your ideas down, because that idea needs to be arranged by yourself before you go on and put it into an LLM model or an image generator. Always have a pen and a notepad, or a pen and a notebook. You write your ideas into that notebook before you go ahead and prompt it, because sometimes our ideas look very nice and very beautiful upstairs, but whenever we put it into the computer system, we don't usually see the results we are looking for. It's always like the AI does not really understand the business we are trying to communicate to it. So therefore, the image it generates back to us does not really fit into the ideas we have upstairs. That's because we skipped a particular point in the gap between idea and image generation. So between these two, there is a particular thing we are skipping in the middle, and that is writing your ideas down. Yes, I mean it. Writing that idea down gives you the ability to recompose that idea into something the AI can understand. So here again, we are going from idea to briefing, and then before we go to prompting, then we go ahead and generate it. One generation, you are not yet in your final product. You're not yet with your final product or your final image. I always advise people to iterate. Go on and inspect, because AI makes a lot of mistakes. It makes textual mistakes, it makes visual mistakes, it makes a lot of mistakes. So even if you think your image is perfect, zoom in and check, inspect your image in full. Once you are ready and you are satisfied with the image that is generated, you go on and publish it. So these are the steps you should take when you are generating a commercial image. Now let's look at a beginner's prompt. Yes, if you're a complete beginner in all these things, this is something that you might likely be doing. You might tell an LLM, you can tell it, make me a nice coffee picture. Now, you are not giving it something contextually how you want the coffee picture to be. If you can look at the image on top here and the image down here, they probably have the same content. Like for example, this image here could probably have a coffee inside, but we don't know that. This image clearly has a coffee inside, right? Now let's look at the what is wrong with this prompt. This prompt that says make me a nice coffee. What is actually wrong with this prompt? Number one is it sounds too vague. It covers a lot of things. It's not really specific on whether the lighting should be this way, whether the style should be this way. It's just too broad, right? So you are giving AI a lot of room to be creative, but that creativity may not translate to what you have in mind. So the problem with this particular prompt is it is too vague, it's not specific. And secondly, number two, no audience. Who is going to see this image? That's the audience, right? Number three is no environment. In what environment are we placing this coffee in? Should it be on a table? Should it be on the floor? Should it be on a TV? Should it be on a stand? What environment do we place the coffee in? That's another thing that's wrong with this prompt. The next one is the style. What kind of style do we use for this copy picture, right? You can see the style here is slightly different. In fact, it is very, very different from this style, right? The next one here is lightning, right? So you can see obviously the lightning here looks like it's coming from the right. The lightning on the top image here looks like it's coming from the right. You can see this portion of the image is a little bit dark and this place is a little bit lighter. So that means the lightning is coming from this angle, right? So you also specify that this is the lighting that you are expecting in the image so that the computer can understand what you're saying, or the AI can understand what you're saying and generate it based on what you want. And that's what is wrong with this prompt is no purpose. Why are we generating the coffee? Why are we generating this particular clothes? Why are we generating a shoe? Why are we generating a human image? For what are we using this particular thing to do? Are we posting it on Facebook? Are we posting it on TikTok? Are we posting it on Instagram? What are we using it for? What's the exact purpose? Is it for commercial purpose? Is it for what? The next one here is the format of the image. So these are things that are wrong with this prompt, and that's why you should not be prompting an image this way. Now look at these four images. Yes, these four images are visually appealing. They feel good, they feel warm, right? Even the one here, the second one here, you can see the lightning. The lighting reflects directly. You can see there's a window here. This window frame, obviously there is sun coming through. The sun rays is coming through this window, and there's a reflection on this sun on the other side of the wall, right? That is intentional. That's intentional lighting. And these are small nuances that will differentiate you from your competitors that are also using the same exact AI model to generate their images. But these little things will separate you from your competitors. Now I'm going to give you a simple formula we are going to use to generate our commercial images. Number one is subject. Always add a subject to your prompt. For example, here I said premium African coffee package. Premium African coffee package. That is the subject of this particular image I want to generate. The next thing is an environment. Here I said a modern cafe. That is the environment I want this particular image I want to generate to be in, right? Because I'm trying to promote a particular product. This is the product I'm trying to promote. The product is Cora Cafe. That's the name of the product, right? Now, the composition, what I want in my images, I want product centered on a wooden table. Product centered on a wooden table. That is what you write under composition. The style, I want premium commercial photography. You can see where it's stated here commercial photography, right? The lighting, I want a warm, natural morning light. So this actually tells the AI the kind of lighting it uses for your image. Then the last one is format. I need a vertical social media image. So this one tells the AI the kind of format you want your image to come in. And this is one thing that actually kills some businesses because they use the wrong format for the wrong type of image and also the wrong format for the wrong type of social media. So when you're generating something for TikTok or Instagram stories or Snapchat, you want the right format 9 to 16. And maybe as we continue, I will show you better things about aspect ratios so that you can be able to set your images in the right aspect ratio for your social media accounts. Now, looking at this live demo, Forget the prompts on the screen of this particular image. Look at the image itself. This image looks visually appealing. In fact, this thing looks homely. It looks like something that I would want to go and taste, right? Or something I would want to buy if I'm a coffee person, right? What is good about this image is not just the visual appeal of, is the feeling this image gives to the client or maybe to the customers that you are showing this image to. So this feeling, along with the product itself, is what people buy, not just the products alone. The next one is, does it look believable? This one is absolutely very, very important. A lot of AI generated content here that we see online, on TVs, on phones, most of them don't look believable enough. And when you want people to buy into something, buy into an idea, and they can clearly see that this thing looks scamish, it looks like something that somebody is taking their money and running away. So if it doesn't look believable, you are not going to convert. Nobody's going to buy from it. Another thing is the composition useful? Lastly, why would I actually publish it? That's a question you're asking yourself. After you generate the image, you ask yourself, does this thing look like something I can publish? Will people like this thing if I publish it? Does it look visually appealing to the people, to the customers I'm trying to communicate it to? These are five questions you ask yourself. And these five questions, if your image ticks correctly, if it checks on all these five questions, then you know you are ready with a particular image product. Now we are going to do something very, very important here. Like I said, we are trying to turn your ideas into an actual visual. So here we are going on a practical session. We are going to create a hero image for your brand. You are going to communicate what your brand is about on that particular image. And I'm going to show you practical live sessions now on my computer system. You can also follow along and do yours. Now, we are going to follow these five format that I listed before. Number one is we are going to state clearly the brand or product. Number two, the audience that particular image is meant for. Number three, the environment. What environment are you trying to generate this image in? What environment will this images be in? Number four is visual style of the image, and five is lighting. These are five major things we are going to state clearly inside our prompt. Now, the next thing we are looking at is making all our images consistent. Now, look at these images, three images. You can forget about the first one, but the second one and the third one, they are both about makeup. Now, if you are using the second one and the third one, you want your background, your colors, everything to be consistent across all your images. The last thing you want is an inconsistent background and color across your images. Those things make your business not recognizable. You want people to recognize your business through the colors, through the background, and whatever you are selling, let it maintain the same colors. For example, the MTN mobile money we have running out now. What is the color of MTN mobile money? Yellow. What about Move? We have light green. Celtics, you also know, blue. So imagine tomorrow, maybe MTN mobile money starts changing their brand to green. You will not be able to recognize it until after a few years or months. That is, maybe they maintain the same consistency with that color, then you'll be able to recognize MTN mobile money. But for now, we all know MTN mobile money to be yellow color. So your business, your brand, you have to maintain the same color with whatever you're doing. If you're watching an ad, for example, on your TV, you already know the people that have that ad because of the color they use in the ad. You already know that this ad is maybe for a football club. You already know that this ad is maybe for a telecommunication network. You already know that this ad is for Bet Niger because of the color. You already know the ad is for Sporty Bet. You already know that the ad is for a particular brand. Is for Gucci. Is for Air Max. Whatever it is, you already know the brand because of the color they use. So in your own business, when you are generating AI images for your business, maintain consistent colors so that consumers or your customers or potential clients can be able to recognize your business through that color. Now let's go on. Let me introduce you to the very first platform that we are going to use to generate this image. Now let's go over to Google and open Google Flow. So if you've not used Google Flow before, just type on Google Flow, and then you see the very first website. You click on it. If you're already conversant with Google Flow, let's dive in and generate our first image with Google Flow. So we are already here in Google Flow, guys, and we are going to generate our hero image inside of this Google Flow. I've already generated something, and let me go ahead and share the prompts I used to generate this image. Here I said Premium AI because that's the name of the company hosting this particular AI summer bootcamp. I said subjects here. I said hero section for Premium AI. Composition, a clear setting with laptop and phone on the table. The style, I said futuristic style, avoid blue default. And you will notice this for most of this AI generated content. They always default to using blue color. If you've noticed this, they always default to using blue color. So it's actually very important to clearly state in your prompt that the AI should avoid using blue colors, right? Now, here we have photorealistic lighting. Full shadow cast of laptop on the table. That's the lighting. Photorealistic. That's what I want for the style. The lighting, I said full shadow cast on the laptop or the laptop on the table. The format, I said 16 by 9. Full filling. Avoid unnecessary details in the background. Right. And I also said top view camera angle. You may not be able to see it there, but it's up there. There you go. Top view camera angle. All right, because I wanted it to be top view. And then this is what the image looks like after generating. Frankly speaking, I'm kind of like under impressed. I'm not really impressed with this particular work by Nano Banana. It could actually have done a better job than this. But again, this is just an example, and we are going to use this exact prompt. Yes, we're going to use this exact prompt to go over to another platform where we can also generate our images. Very, very good images. But one thing I like about Google Flow is because they give us free Nano Banana Pro Lite. They give us for free. So we don't use any single credit to generate any image. So you can create multiple images, 100 images if you really want for your business, right? Without consuming any of your daily credits. Now let's head over to another platform I'm going to introduce you to now. Some of you already know the platform, you've been using it for a while now, but I'm going to introduce it for us so that we start using it to generate our images. So go ahead to arena.ai and let's generate something. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that prompt. Right, I'm going to go ahead and copy that prompt and paste it into arena.ai and let's see what it gives us. Here we have premium AI, subject again, hero, that exact same prompt. I pasted it here. Let's see the result. Now, this is the result it gave us. And let me clearly say that this actually beats the other one by Nano Banana Pro hands down. And I'm going to reveal the exact model that did this image, the exact model that generated this image. But from here, what I see, the other one gave me two phones on the table. This one is giving me one phone on the table. I like that the other one is a tablet. I like this this cup of water. I like the pen. I like everything about this particular setting. Again, it's also top view, so my camera angle has also been clearly represented here. And this is a laptop, and I do like this. I can now take this image to Canva and do finishing touches, make it a complete hero image, and put it on the Facebook of my brand or my business. So I do like what this. And let me review the model that did this. This model is Nano Banana 2. Nano Banana 2 Lite created this image, whereas Nano Banana Pro wasn't able to do half the job that Nano Banana Lite did. Some people always say Nano Banana Pro is better than Nano Banana Lite. Well, I beg to disagree. The only difference between Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana Lite is the kind of image you are trying to generate, right? So don't always say Nano Banana Pro is better than Lite. It only depends on the kind of image that you are trying to generate. Personally, from my own for my own business, I do prefer Nano Banana Lite because obviously you do prefer this to the other image. So let's go ahead and check other prompting that we did. Now, what I want to introduce to you right now is some people feel it very, very difficult, find it very difficult to prompt this themselves. If you find it difficult to prompt this yourself, trying to generate a hero image for your Facebook cover or the Facebook cover of your business or Instagram cover of your business, if you find it difficult to generate a hero image like this or prompt a hero image like this, we are going to do something right now. We are going to use AI for the prompting itself, and then we use AI again for the image generation itself. That sounds way easier than prompting from your head. So let's go ahead to ChatGPT and let me show you something. So I typed this into ChatGPT. I said, you are the brand owner of Lumo, which is a business of one of my students attending this AI summer bootcamp, a clothing agency that creates content like UDC and promotes established clothing brands for men's fashion in Benin. And I said, write a prompt format for a hero image for this business. Image should be 16 by 9. I want a photorealistic image with attractive visuals and also a modern style. I want to use this image typically as a Facebook cover. My one liner for the image is Le Claqui Vouva. So this is obviously a French owned company, right? is owned by one of my students that attend this particular AI summer bootcamp. But look at the interesting thing that AI ChatGPT told me. It said, "We are sorry, but the image we created may violate content policies. If you think we go wrong, blah blah, it just basically did not create the image for me." But you may run into this every single time, or most of the time they are trying to create commercially usable content or commercially usable images. Don't worry, I got you covered, because we are going to use this same model, we are going to use it inside another platform, right? We're going to use it inside another platform, which is the arena.ai. The model that is telling us this particular error here is GPT chat 5.2. We're going to locate that same model inside of arena ai, and we're going to use it for our image generation. So I pasted that prompt again into GPT 5.2. You can see here, you are the brand owner of Lumo. The exact same prompt I pasted in GPT, you are the brand owner of Lumo. So I copied and pasted it here using the GPT model again. And this time around, it did not give us any blockage, it didn't give us any problem, it didn't tell us any kind of policy, whatever. And it went ahead to generate this particular prompt we can use to generate our hero. But I didn't like this prompt because it said a confident, stylish African male model wearing premium contemporary menswear. I didn't like it because I did not want the image of a person inside of my hero. I didn't want the image of a human being or a character inside of my hero section. So I went ahead and add more details. I said I need a hero image for my brand, something that clearly shows the business or agency. I do not want any character or human in my image. I want clothing design and hero that portrays my business clearly. And obviously, it generated another prompt for me, which I prefer. Now, I will go ahead and copy this prompt and put it into this AI that generates images, and let's see how it looks like. So, guys, you can see here I've pasted this prompt, and I chose the nano banana light again because personally I do prefer it, and I pasted this prompt into the nano banana light, and let's see the image it generated for us. So I'm going to review the image right now. So guys, here we go. I do love this. I do love the wristwatch, the iPhone 17. It put there. I do love the shoes. I love everything about this image. This is actually very professional, and it also added the one liner Le Clacky Vuba. It also added the one liner for the Lumo. We can go ahead and make some finishing touches with this on Canva, or just leave it like this because it's already ready to use. Now let's go ahead and test this same prompt on other image generation models, because always good if you have more options, you can go ahead and test it. Don't just use one particular model and then when it generates to you, you just collect the output and go and post it. No, you can also try to use that same prompt on across different models and see which one is better. So I'm going to go ahead and use another model for this particular hero section. So I pasted that particular prompt inside of the GPT image one, and this is the output it gave us. This is actually sick. This is wonderful. I like this. I do like this. So again, let's go ahead and test it with another LLM model or image generation model. And this time around, we tested it with Grok, and this is very. This may even be the best out of the last two I've done so far. This may even be the best out of the rest of them. So again, guys, this is one way you can create commercially usable images without getting any kind of legal troubles or legal issues. So this particular method I've shown you using ChatGPT or Claude or whatever AI model to generate the prompts itself, and then you use those prompts to generate the images yourself. That is one way you can scale. That is one way you can be able to generate things faster and be better than your competitors. Yes, you can see when I try to type my prompt or type my idea into the AI model, what it gave me was not really what I wanted. So I went on to tell the AI that I didn't want a character. I didn't want a human being inside of my hero. I didn't want any human being here. I just wanted the image of the clothes or something like that inside of my hero. And what did it do? It went ahead and regenerated a better prompt for me. So it's very important for you to have a clear idea in your head about how you want your image to look like, so that when the GPT or the image generation model does not give you a good prompt, you can go ahead and change those things because you already have the idea in your head. And that's what I'm trying to communicate today. So here we've been able to generate a professional looking cover for your Facebook page or your Instagram or your YouTube channel. So guys, this is the end of today's summary. Remember, this is just a summary. By no way am I saying this is the full course of what we did today, but this summary at least have taught you something. You've taken away something from this particular summary. So by tomorrow, which is day 7, you will be receiving another summary of what we will do tomorrow. So thank you guys for sticking around. And if you're watching this on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe, because if you subscribe, every time I post new content, you'll be alerted on your feed. So thank you guys, and I'll see you again next time.